Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this cutie from. It's your baby girl Sarah in the building. Those who are old, welcome back to my channel, and for those who are new, please welcome to my channel, and please do not forget to subscribe and also click like so that my video can go round, okay? And do not forget to comment so we get to know each other, and also to share my video. It might be helping somebody out there, okay? Yeah guys, let's bust into the story. You can see from the title and you know what we're about to say, okay? So it's a story time. Yeah, it's a sad experience, it's a bad I cannot really say a bad experience because it's something that will always work for good. Yeah, it's good to move on after you know you are out from that space. It's good to always move on. It's not good to stand in the same place, okay? Please, if you get me, get the quality getting darker and brighter, you know, changing from color to color. Just know the sun is playing a trick. I'm sitting in front of my window. So that was it. So when I came to Sweden, so many men, they were calling women that have already given birth second-hand ladies. Some will say even third-hand ladies, and they will say these things and just laugh. But that was, and we will laugh because we were so young. Nobody cares. Nobody really care about it. I can remember hearing some guys saying it even in the presence of ladies, and everybody would just laugh about it. But I used to find it a little bit strange. I would laugh quite alright, but I find it a little bit uncomfortable. But that was a normal thing, and that caused so many people to hide their children. The reason why they were calling some women second-hand women is because those women, they have given birth to children, and that was a little bit strange, and I cannot place it on them. I cannot like really say they were bad men, but I can say it just depends on where you were brought up. Some people clown a lot from their childhood, and sometimes our clown, you know, we Africans, there are some clown that we do, and that clown can affect us even in the future, or affect some people in the future, but we just feel like we are joking. You understand? For example, like people who used to be fat when I was growing up, they were calling that you are like a fat potatoes, or you are too fat, go and reduce. Those things can have a great effect on people, but sincerely, those people who use those words did not really mean it. It wasn't like I want to hurt you. It was throwing words, like you are used to throwing words like that. Yeah, and first of all, people were so young and they use words in a kind of innocent way, but those words are really deep to the people concerned. So those words were words that I used to find it a little bit strange, but that made so many people to be a little bit scared to express themselves that yes, I have a child, especially when a man comes to them and talk to them, you know. So even when my husband was talking to me, I didn't tell my husband that, oh, I have a child or something, or he didn't even ask me, do you have a child? No, he did not. And the reason was maybe he wanted me to say it, or I wanted him to ask or something, but I didn't even bother. So, but what came to my my knowledge about people knowing that I have a child, how did I come to know that? It was one day. Was it one day? No. First, it started by when my uncle came. Some people were thinking that, oh, that's my husband, and I was just like, no, that's not my husband. And they said, are you sure? I said, no, that's not my husband. In fact, that's my auntie's husband. So when it came to a point where I started getting more of the story in detail, it wasn't like, no, it's not her husband again. It was like she's having a baby and hiding it. So when that thing came to my notice, I was just so sad, and at the same time happy. Yeah. Why was I happy? I was just like, wow, it's so fun to think that I can have a child and hide it. it's funny to me. Yeah, that I cannot say I was happy, but I can say it was funny. Yeah, it was funny. So I was just like, why should I hide my flesh and blood? It didn't click in my brain why immediately, but I knew very well that for the fact that boys are saying that, that is going to cause so many women to hide their status, to even hide that they were engaged or they are even married or they have children. They will not want to say it because it was like survival of the fittest, you know. So when I heard that, I was worried at the same time. It was funny. So, but the worried is, I was asking myself, does it mean that there is a thing on my body that shows that I've given birth? Is there something like my stomach now is big because of 2 children, okay? And I used to be like a broomstick, okay? Let me call it that way for you guys. I used to be like a broomstick, and there was really nothing about me that shows that I've given birth. Like I was so little as compared to my age mates. Yes, let me say it like that. I was that little, and I was not bad looking. So when the first time I went to Africa, my mom was like, that place that you're living is not good for you. I just think that there's something about the weather. So I was looking good. Let me not divest. I was looking good. And I wasn't looking like cranky that you say, oh, you know, when you give birth to children, it's something that takes a lot from a woman's body, physically. Yeah. So, but it wasn't like that. I came to discover that it was something that was just there to damage my name. I was so shocked. At the same time, it was funny. To be candid, I won't tell you guys a lie. And when I confronted one girl, I asked this lady, it wasn't like attacking the girl. I asked this lady that I've heard you. No, I didn't even ask her. I wanted to ask her something else, and she brought this one up. Yeah, you're lying to people that you don't have a child. Meanwhile, you have kept your baby in Africa. And I was like, oh, I wish. I was just like, I wish that was the case, but that's not the case. And she was like, it's a lie. I got it from a very authentic source. I was like, okay. And when we finished talking, she went, and I called one of my family friends that knows me so well and has lived in my house, yes, for a very long time. In short, that's my brother. And I called him and I asked, and I told him, can you imagine this? Guys or people are saying that I have a baby at home, like it's with my parents. And that guy was like, wow, in which house? In which, I say, no, it's in my house. I say, under daddy's roof. Like most people who don't know who my father is, if my father was not supposed to be a Christian, on a Christian side, I think he was supposed to be on a military side. Because yeah, he's a very gentle soul, he's a very nice person, he's not a kind of aggressive person, but you know, when it comes to decision, his decision it's not easy. He's a kind of disciplinarian. He's very strict. But if you see him and my mom, you would think my mom is a strict one. My dad is extremely strict. Yeah. So, you know, when these military people, they are always strict, especially with their girl children. That's why I said if my dad was not on the Christian side. Yeah, because, yeah, I'm not saying that military people are not Christian, but people who know me know what I'm saying. Okay, they know what I'm saying. If he was not on that side, if he was not doing what he did, he was not taking that particular path of career, he would have been a military person because he's that strict. Yeah, he's that strict. So it wasn't possible to really give birth under that man's roof. The reason why I didn't give birth was God. It was God. It wasn't me. And God wanted it to be like that. Okay? And I will never regret not giving birth before marriage. I will never regret that. Of course, I'll never. And I will always advise my children on the path I took. Yeah, because it worked for me. If you feel like giving birth before marriage can work for you or is working for you, okay, that's your path. That's your path. I respect it so much. But for me, it wouldn't have worked out so well because of my background and because God didn't want it like that. I don't think I would have survived, even just by myself. I don't think I would have survived it because I'm not really that kind of a person that I was so settled at a very young age. No, I wasn't settled mentally. I was a kind of person that was all over the place. I loved phone a lot and I still love it. So I don't think that life was for me to start being a mother at a very young age. In my 20s, I was not even thinking to get married at all. Even in my 30s, even in my early 30s, I was not even thinking about it. Trust me, I wasn't. I wanted, when I came to this country, I came at the age in my 20s, let me say so, late 20s. And I was telling God that instead of me to do something bad, nasty, to be able to have documents, I should have it by getting married. Marriage is not really my thing, but it will be better for me because that one will calm my brain, to be candid. It just depends how you can handle things, to be candid. So I'm not blaming anyone for having children, and I think guys should stop that word that word that says second-hand girls. I don't understand what's the meaning. That is just so rude, and we were laughing and I laughed at some point. But I can say I was in my 20s. That's no excuse. I should know better. I was not in my middle 20s. Because it's something that I laughed with. You know, we usually laugh with it. And even some guests were condoling that. They were laughing. You know, so we need to put a full stop to that. That's a total wrong thing to feel that people give birth before marriage are not as second-hand women. That's all second-hand men also. But for men, it's difficult to mock them when it comes to that. They always mock women. So we should stop that. Thank you so much for watching this video. And see you guys in my next one. If you love it, do not forget to click on the notification bell after you have clicked on the subscribe button, and share my video. Click like on the video if you enjoy the topic, and see you in my next one. Bye bye.